Hi ladies, I am Barbara and I am your menopause drama mama. It has been an extremely busy week so far for me. I am redoing the outside of my house by myself. All the scraping of the old stain that was on there and recaulking all the seams, all the joints myself. I'll just show you a few pictures of some of the befores and afters, but boy, it is a job and a half for me. But I'm enjoying it only because it has been beautiful now in Wisconsin, and I love being outdoors when it's warm and sunny. I am telling you, age, it does not have to keep you from doing things. You can, do whatever you want. You just need to have that mindset that this is something you can do. And I am telling you, it is so beneficial for your health to be outside when it's sunny, to be moving, to going up and down on the ladders, to be moving your arms back and forth. It's great exercise. Besides, you get a beautiful house out of it after you're done. But I'm going to discuss right now. I was sitting and wondering one night, because this is all I do. I'm always wondering about things in menopause. And I was wondering, so if women are not on HRT, what is the approximate medication that a woman would take if she is not in shape, if she does not do, a lot of resistance training, or doesn't get good night's sleep still, doesn't eat properly, limiting your sugar intake. And I was just really, really curious. So I went into my little rabbit hole of research, and by the time you're about mid-60s, which would be around 64, 65 years old, studies consistently show that women are on 4 to 8 different medications for all their health issues that literally are reasons why after you went into menopause that this happened. And estrogen fed all of this stuff before, so these weren't an issue. But when you do not go on that bioidentical estradiol patch, then your body is no longer being fed that estrogen that your ovaries were making, and you will have most likely these things happen to you with your health, and most likely be prescribed a medication. And I am not going to even say what these medications are. I mean, I'm listing them, but I can't pronounce them. And I think that's an issue too, when you can't even pronounce something that you're going to take. But I am going to go through right now what most women are taking if they have not been on HRT. And one of the first things that happens, is of course you're going to lose your muscle. You're not sleeping well. You're losing bone. So a lot of different things start happening in your body. You have insulin resistance. And as each of these things are happening without your estrogen, you end up with things like, number one, heart and blood pressure issues, which is very, very common after menopause, because estrogen previously helped support your blood vessels and your circulation in the body. And most common of the medications that you have to take or will be prescribed is, like lisinopril, amlodipine. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to figure this out. But anyway, there's 4 medications listed. That one of them is probably one that you are taking if you are on a heart and blood pressure medication. The next one is cholesterol, and that is huge after menopause also, and I know that because that was like one of the first things that skyrocketed in my body as I was transforming or biologically changing into that period of menopause from perimenopause years, my cholesterol skyrocketed. And you're going to be given a prescription medication for a statin drug. And I remember the one that was prescribed to me, and I never ever took it. I filled the prescription. I don't know why I did. But I just dumped it down the toilet every single month when I got it. I should have just told the pharmacy, no, I don't want this, and not even pay for it. That was so stupid of me. But anyway, statin drugs. And like I said, every one of these prescriptions, it will list here what the side effects are. Now here, in my opinion only, I'm going to stress that, is if fear is the number one pusher of things, and that is why women do not go on HRT, because they have the fear of breast cancer, because that was the number one thing pushed from that stupid NIH study that they did, and it was flawed from head to toe, that study. They put the fear in women, do not take this or you will get breast cancer. So women dropped at that time when they did that study. Everyone quit taking their, estradiol patch, because they were all told they were going to get breast cancer. So you instill that fear. Now my big point is, and in my opinion only, again, I am saying, if they listed and they put the fear in you on all of these side effects, I want to know, would you still be taking them? Like, every one of these side effects are horrific. They affect different organs in your body. Your health can go down further. Now, the medication they're giving you is to help, like that one thing that, like I said, either your heart, blood pressure, cholesterol. It is to help that, but side effects on other things in your body. And it blows my mind that on commercials, they promote these prescription drugs. And on the bottom, it kind of runs like that ticker and gives you these side effects. Now, if doctors pushed those side effects, I am telling you, you would have that fear. And that fear would be instilled in you, and you would not want to take these medications. And so that is my big point in this video, is how fear was instilled on one thing, but not on all of these different medications that cause so much other harm to people's bodies. And it's really scary. The medical field is reaping rewards off sickness, and it's horrible. I'm going to move on though from this, because the next one is bone loss, osteoporosis, and this accelerates after menopause. So the other, it'll list what medications to go on for that. Acid reflux and digestive issues. There are, this is extremely common, and I've talked about digestive issues with me since menopause. But, there's medications for that they can put you on. Anxiety, depression, and sleep issues. And I know I suffered all of these. I went through anxiety attacks. I had a horrible bout with depression. Never was able to sleep anymore, because the hormonal shift, disrupts your sleeping. And all of that leads to depression and anxiety, because without sleep the next day, you're just so deprived of that time that you needed your body to rest and rejuvenate and heal during the night. But there's medications that they will give you for that too. And these will be sleep aids or anti-anxiety medications, antidepressive medications. Another one that women go on after menopause is diabetes or blood sugar medication, because that hormone is made by the pancreas, which is your insulin, and they call it insulin resistance after menopause, because basically it's like what happens is your cells have like a lock on them, and that sugar is no longer able to penetrate into your cells, so you have energy, like you used to. And then what's happening is your pancreas is making more insulin, but your body isn't using it in the cells, so then it's storing it in your body, and then you end up with, more fat issues around your stomach. But they will, metformin is apparently the example of the prescription drug that they give for that one. And I guess there's a newer blood sugar weight loss medication prescription too. I don't know what that one is though. Another prescription drug that you could go on is for pain and arthritis. And I know because I have suffered from that just in my knuckles, especially when I'm working a lot outside with painting and doing things like that. Since going through menopause, what happens, because after that loss of the estrogen from your ovaries, that influenced your blood vessels, your brain chemistry, your collagen, your bone remodeling, insulin sensitivity, muscle maintenance, digestion and bile flow, sleep regulation, and inflammation throughout your body. And now, going on HRT, I'm not saying that every woman, wants to go on it. But my point is, if all these medications that I listed that, are most common for women to go on after menopause, they have horrible side effects also. And I'm not saying maybe you don't have side effects. I don't know. I'm not sure if you do or don't. But if the society or doctors were very adamant about pushing what these side effects were, I just don't see the pharmaceutical companies making that much money, because women would be afraid of taking all of these different medications because of their side effects too. And I am going to say HRT has come a long way since they put out that study back in the early 2000s. And like I said, it was a flawed study to begin with. But you can, besides, maybe if you're not taking HRT, but you are in the superb health, and I did do exercising and all of that stuff before, it was not enough and it would not help correct my health issues. But giving me that estradiol patch and progesterone, life went back to being normal for me. Now I don't get a lot of estrogen. I'm just on that 0.5 milligram patch, but it was enough to correct so many issues in my body. And that's why I end up still taking some supplements. I eat more proteins. I do resistance training. I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That is non-negotiable in my life every single day. I've worked on my health, on my gut, and I have to say, I just have this right in front of me actually, because I keep it right in front of where I typically eat dinner. This super enzyme has done amazing things for my gut health. It is perfect. No bloating anymore. No gas issues anymore. I have no more pain. I don't walk around like holding my stomach and rubbing it. It's great. I love this stuff. It is a miracle worker for me. But like I said, this is the one. So if you have digestive issues, you may want to try this. I say to stay hydrated with, electrolytes if you can. Also, keep maintaining your muscle mass, and that is by using, resistance bands or doing strength training with weights, and just keeping your mind active and get outside in that sunshine. Do something outside to improve. I don't know, gardening, something in your yard, maybe some housework on the outside of your house. Stay active. And that is, these are big things that I know have changed my life. And I know there's a lot of women out there that know me that wish that they had half of the stamina that I do, or energy that I do, to do the things that I do around my house, inside and out. But I am saying a lot is mental. I'm 100%, when I did the one side of my house, it is a 50-foot, probably to the top, from the ground to the top of my house. You can't use a ladder to get to it because that side of my house, it's on a hill. And I balanced on boulders that are alongside my house. But mentally, I said, I believe I can do this, and I did it. So I was really proud of myself. So that's it. That is wrapping up this video. Is if you aren't on HRT, most women in their mid-60s are on 4 to 8 different medications. And I just was really, really curious, ladies, on what happens to women who are not on HRT. And I found out it's to take all these different medications. So that's it. I am wishing you always, the best of health on your journey through menopause. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are in this world. Sending high vibrations and many blessings to you today and every day. I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Take care. Love and hugs, ladies. Bye-bye.